Welcome, my Jedi and Sith friends. Welcome to the next video, in which we will be discussing The Bad Batch, an upcoming animated Star Wars show. Some time ago it was officially announced by Lucasfilm that the next animated series will in fact be called The Bad Batch. Now, for those of you that don't know, Bad Batch is an elite unit of clones. They were inspired by clone commandos, which first appeared in the Republic Commando game. Actually, Dave Filoni himself stated in one of his interviews that he is a big fan of the game. Bad Batch was his own personal spin, if you will, on the characters of commandos. I do wonder why the Clone Wars team felt like they had to design a new set of characters, rather than just use already well-established and loved clone commandos that they already had assets for. But I guess I understand the creative freedom that it gave them. Now, onto the big question: what will this new series be about? I think most people expected the new series to be a sequel to Rebels. Instead, we're getting this, what seems like a spin-off series to Clone Wars, but I think it will be much more than that. I think a New Republic show will still come, with Luke, Leia and Han after the Empire's downfall, but this one will focus on the Empire after, after the Empire was proclaimed by Palpatine. Which means there is still no Rebel Alliance. There might be some Rebel cells, but, the galaxy is supposedly at peace. Now, we know very little about this show other than the timeline and the main characters, obviously the entire Bad Batch team. The first question that comes to mind is if they will serve under the Empire or split away from it, much like Rex, Gregor and Wolf. Will we perhaps see their perspective on the Order 66? Due to the Bad Batch being, as its name suggests, a different batch of clones, they might never have had an inhibitor chip placed in them, which is very, very interesting. If I had to guess, I think during the first season they will still serve the Empire, at least at the very start. Later in the season they'll probably come into conflict with the Empire, and that's when Rex will come into play. And this is where things get interesting, because I think it is pretty much a given that Vader will appear in this show. Now, if you have read the comics, you probably know that there is a Task Force 99, which consists of, I'm not sure if some of them are clones, I think most of them are stormtroopers, not clones. Anyway, they're like this elite unit of commandos. And if you didn't know, Bad Batch is also known as Clone Force 99. I do wonder if when they made the comics they actually knew about Bad Batch being developed. Hopefully yes, probably no. Maybe when Bad Batch decides to bail on the Empire, they will get transformed into the Task Force 99 and maybe one of them will stay with them. I guess we'll see. One final thing I want to bring up is Rex and Vader, like their interaction. Dude, that is so interesting to me. Like all the potential in that relationship to explore. If I'm being honest, given Rebels, I don't think we will see them interact, but that would be so cool, and I think they should really do it, so yeah. If Rex ever does interact with Vader, this is it. This is where it happens. I already mentioned the Rebel Alliance, that there's no alliance to speak of yet, more of some few Rebel cells in the galaxy, but I think we might see Ahsoka and Bail Organa, because as you all know, Ahsoka at that time was involved with Rebel cells and with Bail. Now that I think about it, the Ahsoka novel established that she wanted to be involved in the recruitment process rather than in the fighting. So maybe Fulcrum is the one who will recruit the Bad Batch. And what do you think we will see in the series? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. And may the Force be with you, always. I have spoken.